are Nerd³ and we're here to inform, educate and entertain! 1, 2, 3, 4!
I'm hearing voices and voices, the criminal cream, the feminine abyss, and reaching my threshold, staring at the truth till I'm blind. My body's stupid, stereo putrid, spewing out music in the raw sewage, reaching my threshold, staring at the truth till I'm blind.
Hey guys, welcome to Nerd³ Podcast episode 5! I'm Dan.
I'm what?
And we have an amazing show lined up for you today. Sort of.
I think you're overselling it.
I think I was overselling that.
I think maybe if we sort of, warn them that it could be perceived by some as amazing, but by others just purely as adequate.
Yeah, okay. If you've never listened to a podcast before and you've been living under a rock in Burma for the last 20 years, then this is an amazing podcast.
Yeah.
You are going to your mind. Whoa, my mind.
If you listen to us every week,
Then business as usual.
yeah.
Hi, how are you guys? I'm very well, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
I'm glad they all told us.
They did. With their minds, telepathically. Yeah.
And through time.
And through time, yes. And back 2 days. Yes.
Back 2 days.
Because
I love it. That is how all answers should be sent.
I distinctly
I'm pretty confident that's how we have to do our taxes next year. By thought power and backwards through time.
Oh, yes. Makes sense. Okay, so we have stuff to get through in the show. Generally everything we normally do.
Surprise!
But with new, it's not a surprise. It's the same stuff as always. The stuff we always do, but with new content. Woo! Which is great, because that's what you always want in the end, isn't it? Yeah.
We've got questions and answers coming up.
We
next. Do you want to go into
some
that?
Questions and answers. Let's go straight to questions and answers.
Do you have a theme tune for us?
It's time for questions and answers.
Wow, how did you do that?
I've got a cold.
Oh.
Yeah. So, question and answers. What's the first question? What?
Okay, today's questions, in classical Nerd³ style, they've all come mostly from one person. However, this time it's not Maxis. This time it's Plunderplur. How would you pronounce it? Pludra Steve. Anyway, they all come from this guy called Pludra. Sort of sounds like one of those words that, you have to sort of hold your mouth in a certain way and then try and say things.
Yeah, so just like mushy fat.
Yeah.
Particle.
Look for someone who's got a name which looks something a bit like platypus. And that's the guy who asked the questions.
Cool, let's rock.
Okay, so his first question is, do you have fun making the comics?
No.
And how do you remove the name tags?
Paint. Yeah, essentially, when I make the comic, it's about 2 hours until it has to go live, so it's a rush job. But it's not, because I try and take the whole time and craft it and care it lovingly. I don't kind of go, just that'll do. I always do it when that's why sometimes it comes up late, because I like making it good first. But it is every day. And it's sort of like, when you have to do something every day, it just gets to you after a while. And you're there and there's a sheep in the way. Oh, the freaking sheep. I've never hated any more than those sheep, because you're there and you've set up one guy to be the camera and then the other guy to be just over there being the person. And then someone will just nudge the camera and you've got to do different shots with it. Oh, sheep. If just everybody playing Minecraft, just punch a sheep for me. Punch a sheep to death. Get the blocks and throw them in the sea. Just make that sheep completely useless, okay? Thank you.
As far as my comic goes, I don't know. I tend to have these big plans and then want to spend forever, and I spend long times trying to make something and not being happy with it and scrapping it, and then I try and do it again, and then I scrap it again, and then eventually I put it to the side in the hope that inspiration will come, and then it gets to the last day, and then I go, and then make everything really quickly, and then not quite satisfied with it. I'm happy with the scripts. The scripts I'm okay with. The animation
needs animation.
Just wish there was an artist amongst the two of us.
Yeah, I wish I'm a skilled machinist, but not an artist.
Can write, but
And I can write, yeah. But
can't draw for toffee
No.
or any other payment.
anything.
Okay, the next question is: was there really a creeper attack in Comic 66?
I'm not telling you. It's a plot point. I'm not telling you anything about plot points.
Is Comic 66 the one where you have to kill all the Jedi?
No, that's
Order 66.
Order 66. Yeah, that's killing the Jedi.
And his next question, a bit of a personal question.
All personal.
Oh yeah.
4679. That's my pin number, just in case you care.
Delving deep into your childhood and childhood angst.
Ooh, angst.
Yeah.
I'm angsty.
He wants to know if you needed more characters,
Uh-huh.
can he join in?
No.
Next question.
Mm-hmm.
How big is your biggest world in single player?
My biggest world in single player is verging on about 250 megabytes. It's not that big, but it's full. It's not just explored. It's been built to 250 megabytes. But I'm not telling you what it is because you'll find out one day.
Okay, so we've got a final question from Plind.
Okay,
It's a bit like the word banana. I never know when it ends.
Quick point you want to make. In the real world, if you mispronounce someone's name, you're a racist. In the internet, it doesn't matter. So, yeah, it doesn't matter. I can mispronounce your names. I don't even know how to pronounce my name on most things. So, yeah, cool. Right. What's the question?
The question is, on the single player mode, how many diamonds have you found? I've already answered this.
I've already answered this. I've
Pay attention. Do your homework.
So yeah, thank you, Anna, for those. We are going to we've got an email. Woo, we got an email. Way.
We have an email.
We have an email from conveniently faked username 39. Okay, hi to you.
Hello, conveniently faked username.
And I'll read out the email.
Whoever you may be.
And I'll read out the email in full. It says, "Dear brilliant hosts of Nerd³ Podcast," that's us.
Oh, that's us.
Yep. I'm a big fan of your fantastic website and your brilliant harmonica playing skills. Thank you very much. And I just want to ask you one question, and it's to what?
Oh,
it's to what?
A question for me.
Okay.
By a fake, what was it? Conveniently fake user.
Conveniently fake username 30 something.
9.
Do you have a coke habit? Lots of love, hugs and kisses, not the two of us that's standing here. Well, okay, Scrunch.
Yeah, well, it turns out I have a what I found much safer to call a cola habit. Yes.
Count the bottles of cola in this room at the moment, empty or full. Go.
We're talking 2-litre bottles here.
Yeah, the big ones.
It's not the big ones because in America you can get 3-litre bottles.
To America!
But we have...
Do the counting.
Okay, on empty bottles we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's from the last 3 days. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 half-full ones.
So 9 full ones.
But that will probably see me through to, the weekend.
Yeah, so by the time pod's gone out, they'll be gone as well.
That's really scary how he knew that, though. I mean, what are the chances someone's going to ask, It was also really bad because I really started to pick up this when I was at university and I had morning lectures. And then, you're talking to people and they're going, oh, yeah, morning lecture. And there's me going, yeah. Only way I get through them is by taking a lot of Coke. Everyone looks at you and you're going, Coca-Cola? And they go, ah.
Ah, yeah. Okay, so thanks, conveniently faked username, whatever your number was.
39.
That's the end of question and answers. Okay, so what have we got next?
No, did you want to know what I was doing in Minecraft?
I think we should find out. It's time for... What's Adventure in Minecraft? What's Adventure in Minecraft? What's Adventure in Minecraft? Woo!
I'm in Minecraft.
He's in Minecraft. Okay, what have you been doing in Minecraft this week?
I drank a lot of Coke.
Yep, and...
It's all a bit fuzzy. It was like totally out there in a different world.
Okay, so that was What's Adventures in Minecraft, What's Adventures in Minecraft, What's Adventures in Minecraft.
I'm in a stupor, man.
He's in a coke stupor.
Okay, so
You're back. Hello.
yes, we've got a sort of a preview up next.
A preview.
Yeah,
Ooh.
time for the preview.
Time for the preview.
So we've got a preview section.
Video game preview.
First for us.
First, yeah, probably.
Today's preview
Is a game.
is a game. It's Little Big Planet 2.
Woo!
Now we should first say here that obviously we're not a professional games website, so we haven't actually got our hands on the game
No.
massively ahead of time. Admittedly, I have spent the last 5 months on the beta because I was one of the
5
first
months on
people
the
to get the beta codes.
Yeah, I didn't get a beta code. I was on the first beta, and I have made amazing levels, and they didn't give me one. So, Media Molecule, if you're listening, we love you.
Yeah.
Damn it, I can't say a bad thing about you.
Unfortunately, that is sort of the... Yeah, anyway, so... firstly, to its credit, we should point out that I still have a pre-order of Little Big Planet, despite having already played it for 5 months.
So it's a good game.
So, definitely good, definitely worthwhile.
The reason you guys need to get excited about it, if you're not... I put a thing up if you're excited about it, but got a bit silly, so I'm not entirely sure if that's accurate. But I've not checked the results of that poll. That'd be interesting. Me and we do quite a fair few levels we've built around the place. Have you built levels?
I've made some levels.
You've made some levels. They're quite good.
I made the multiplayer one. That was quite
You did.
nice.
That was actually clever. You make clever levels. I make detailed levels. But yeah, we make some maps and stuff, and we're going to be doing some, because of new community features and things, we're going to be linking our pages in.
Yes, it's actually the unsung hero of the new game. Having spent 5 months on this, despite the fact there are an awful lot of things that are very impressive on it. If you go on the internet and search for things like Sacken Wolfenstein. Basically, someone's remade Castle Wolfenstein in Little Big Planet.
It's incredible.
So there are things like that are just insane. But the biggest and most important adjustment is actually the community features. In particular, there's a website they're setting up called Little Big Planet Me. And basically, it's a bit like it sounds wrong saying this because I don't like it, but it's a bit like a social... networking site, but basically what happens is you can bring up your lists of people who make levels that you like, and then you can see what levels they've been playing, and then because you can say I like instead of star rating ratios, now you just say yay or nay, and then basically you can just go through their yays and click on the button Q on the website, and then magically you sign on to your Little Big Planet and you play, and you say play queue, and you just play all of the levels that you've decided ahead.
That is the most exciting thing, especially for you people who have jobs which involves you sitting at a computer being incredibly bored all day. You can be going through a big stack of these millions of levels that exist, and the million levels that will be built, and queue up the ones you're going to play that night.
And you can look at the reviews of them. The thing I also particularly like is you can actually stalk people who have played your own levels.
Yes, you'd like the stalking features, wouldn't you?
Well, in general, it's not so much, but because nowadays, particularly in Little Big Planet, when you sort of get the 10 people who have played your levels, well, now you can actually find out who played them, how many times they played them, what scores they got, so you can actually find who played your levels and whether or not they liked it, and then you can go through and do that, so you can actually go, they liked my level and they played it a few times, what have they done? And you can then therefore find out retrospectively.
Yep.
And you can also do things like
it's sort of the people that
send messages to them, because you can then send messages to them and go, hey, you liked my last level, here's my new one, which is even better, and maybe they'll heart the next one.
Well, yeah, it's when in the old games people going heart for heart, if you heart my level, I'll heart yours back, completely just randomly, heart and stuff. But now you can actually earn it. You can earn going to their levels. If they play your level, you can go and check out their levels and stuff. It's actually going to be a community that I'll actually care about.
Believe it or not, this is actually the best change in Little Big Planet 2.
Yep.
However, having said that, there are some other really, really insanely impressive things.
The tool sets, damn it.
The tool sets. Control seats now means...
forgot about control seats.
Now means that you can control vehicles, or in fact, new things called sackbots, which means you can actually create your own character. You'll no longer have a sack boy who runs and jumps. You can make a Sackboy who has. I saw someone made a Sony versus Marvel versus Capcom, where
brilliant.
they completely changed the character of Sackboy in various Marvel costumes from the Marvel costume pack. Only they did sort of fighting moves and things. So when you punched the character, so you had X for punch, and and then you've got the whole fighting system, and it was a fighting game, probably not quite as good as the original Marvel vs. Capcom,
But they made it. It's amazing.
In Little
Some of
Big
the stuff-
Planet, it's insane.
We've had first-person shooters. We've had top-down races.
I tell you, I mean,
back
and even just the standard platforming stuff has gone up. I mean, two of my favorite creators. One of them's called Fireshock ID. I'll spell that out for you so you can actually do a search for him. FYSHOKID. Pretty confident that's all one word. Can read my own handwriting really well. He did quite a few really nice ones. One where you play as a Sackboy and a small robot who moved around at the same time. It was on some of the things that you don't use, some of the buttons you don't use. He created this robot who fired little bullets which you could jump on and you could make your own platforms with. Really brilliant level. And he also made one of a giant Sackboy where pressing, I think it was square, made you suddenly grow into a giant Sackboy or shrink into a really tiny one so you could get through areas and get to areas that you couldn't get before. It was just, and it's so fast, it's brilliant. New textures are fantastic. And everything's circuit boards now. That although all of the old classic stuff still stands up, you can basically build. They've put loads of logic gates. It's basically program it in it.
Sort of the way we do Minecraft with Redstone, but this is so much easier. Essentially, I want to see the first person to be able to play Minecraft in Little Big Planet. That'll be interesting to see.
It's probably reasonably good to do. And then they've also got a wonderful music sequencer. And you can sort of time things in with the music and everything. In particular, I would suggest Upslar. Again, I will spell that out. UPSILANDRE. In the beta, he did an awful lot of really good well-timed stuff. Where it was all flashing lights. Admittedly, I could not find that material in the beta. I stole it from him. And he was the only source I could find for it, so he may work for Media Molecule. But regardless of who he works for, he made truly awesome levels.
And that's the thing about Little Big Planet 2 is the amount of... Because everything from Little Big Planet 1 comes over. If you have Little Big Planet 1, everything you unlocked comes over. So that means there is no repeated content in Little Big Planet 2. You won't be unlocking the same things you did in 1. It is an entirely independent game. But everything comes over. All your DLC, everything you've bought, everything you've unlocked, everything you've built, and even your pod, the thing where you live in at the start, it all comes over. Everything. You don't lose anything. So buy Little Big Planet 1 because it's really cheap, and then get 2 when it comes out next week.
Yes. It does work like that. I had a ridiculously busy pod, and
Whoops.
on day 1, I think actually I joined on day 2 of the beta, if I'm honest. I then went on day 2 of the beta when it was running pretty slow in the first place, and then suddenly the slowness of my overly active pod just sort of slowly crashed it.
Pod that I had decorated for him.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Little Big Planet 2 coming out, I think, next Friday.
I know we're ridiculously positive. We sound a bit like sellouts. Oh, well, we're not getting paid. Give outs. Sound a bit like give outs, but it is that good.
Yeah, it's essentially, we're going to spend a lot of time on it, and we'll be sending out free levels and things to give out. We might even run a competition in it, because I'm that kind of guy. Maybe. I'd like to see Nerd³ invading Sackboy. In fact, I'd love to see a Minecraft costume for Sackboy.
Oh, it'd be gorgeous.
That'd be cool. Right.
You could make it.
I'm going to make it. Right, should we get on with something else?
Yes, we got site news.
Site news! Site news. Okay, we have some big announcements.
Big.
Actually, they're average size. Average size announcements. So yeah, here at Nerd³, we hate adverts. They make the site look ugly, and they're just in the way, and they're flashy, and they distract, and they're horrible, and they make you want stuff you don't want.
I kind of like them. Ah!
I'm in charge of this. We don't like adverts. Agree?
Ow! Don't hit me.
Good. We don't like adverts. Quiet you. So, we have got... you may remember we went and saw...
Hello, I'm Edgar Wright.
At the at Forbidden Planet London. And what we got there, we got chatting to guys at Forbidden Planet. And, essentially...
Lovely guys.
Lovely guys. Lovely
guys.
We hung around for 2.5 hours and they did actually get us some time with him. So, they're
Lovely guys.
bloody lovely over there. But we have... we've signed up with their affiliate scheme. Essentially, that means that instead of having banner ads and horrible things and flashy ads and pop-ups, which are evil, when we do a review of something, because we do reviews every now and then, we're going to do some... There's some... Look down. There's some... We've put up some Scott Pilgrim ones. Because Watt's done the DVD with all the extras, which he's watched all of.
Or Blu-ray.
And
I actually watched the Blu-ray versions,
Blu-ray.
and he's a sneaker for you. If you see me ever refer to it as the DVD, I'm just assuming that the DVD is the same as the Blu-ray.
That's fine. Yep. That works.
That was a secret.
Okay.
Spoiler for those of you who listen to
the,
this.
Before the review.
Yeah.
And I've done the comic book series. But essentially, at the end, when we do a review, at the end of the review, we'll just have a link to Forbidden Planet where you can buy that thing.
Yeah.
Because...
Even if we're reviewing something with no relation to Forbidden Planet whatsoever.
There'll probably be a link there. Because we're going to have these links at the end. If you like the review and it sounds cool and you want to get it from Forbidden Planet, because they're kind of awesome and it's not Amazon or anything big. It's a nice small thing. Keep nerd culture going. So this website is about. This website is about nerd culture, being a nerd, accept the fact you're a nerd. If you're on this site, you're a nerd. It is really everyone loves being a nerd.
Yep.
But yeah.
And
so,
if you're a nerd, you want to go to Forbidden Planet. If you haven't already.
If you've never been to Forbidden Planet, go there.
Go to one of their stores, or like we said, we will have links. Go through there, look at their stuff, because
and try and get to, especially the one in London. The first thing you see when you go in is a full-size Spider-Man, and you're just there going, "Oh, this is obviously I'm in heaven."
And a giant model of the Starship Enterprise hanging over the stairs.
But yeah, go to Forbidden Planet. We'll just have these links and stuff. That way, the site pays for itself because I pay for the site out of my own money, and it's kind of expensive because there's a lot of you on this now. So this will make the site go for stuff. Which is kind of nice. So the site can keep going. Woo! That's that. What, do we have anything else to talk about?
Well, seeing as that's sort of, a nice successful thing, why don't we talk about the absolute failure of all of our listeners?
Oh yes, you're all rubbish.
You have all failed to win a T-shirt.
We are still, if you haven't heard this before, we are running a competition to win a Nerd³ T-shirt. There are one available. No one has won it. We've had a few people enter. All of you are liars and cheats. You haven't quite entered properly. For information on how to enter, check out the last podcast. We're not going to spell it out here. So yeah, go do that. Win a Nerd³ T-shirt. You'll be the first owner of a Nerd³ T-shirt, which I won't sign for you. How about that?
And on top of that, I won't sign it either.
You won't sign it either, unless you want us to. And
no,
yeah.
I refuse to sign anything.
I'll doodle you something on a piece of paper to say, "Well done, you won." You will get an original Daniel doodle, and they are, aren't they? They're just, yeah. Right.
An indistinct sound.
Indistinct sound. They're indistinct. Yes. So that's site news, I feel. Have you got anything else?
Okay, I think that's the end of the show.
That's the end of the show. We're actually at the end. How about that? It's been a struggle.
Yes. Thanks very much, everyone, for listening to us.
It's been a struggle. Yes. Don't do that. But we're going to leave you in the capable hands of whatever music Watt has decided to edit in now.
Thank you.
Thrilled. You're thrilled to be here. Stop trying to undermine my awesome.
Feminine high protein products. Here's a link to Forbidden Planet.
Yes. Which one of us is going to be reviewing those feminine hygiene products?
I will now, just for the sake of it.
Sounds about right.
Ignore it.
You'll edit something in there.
I'll edit it. Okay.
And I just like pretending you're wrong.
Well, you failed because I'm not. Notice he has to pretend I'm wrong.